Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you updated heavy gunner build for the Ghoul, Heavy Ghouler. And without further ado, this is the special before legendary perks. Legendary perks I'm currently running, so this one, Master Infiltrator, that's my swappable spot, then taking one for the team. And special luck, agility, intelligence, endurance, so total of 20 bonus points to special. And as it is with all the builds now, so many good cards that it's still tough to choose the best perks you want for your build. What we have in here. Strength max out, is there's so much good stuff. Brick Wall to get the stagger immunity as a ghoul. Arms Keeper to carry more of the heavy guns. Blocker for tankiness. Scatter Shot, yes, I included that. The limb damage bonus with heavy guns, with most of the heavy guns, works great. I did try without it. I had an idea to play without it at first, but wow, the benefit is so good for a little bit tougher enemies like Scourge Beast or bosses that I cannot skip it. Lock and Load for our reloads, and Easy Target for extra damage to crippled enemies. You may notice not a single heavy gunner per card. The value is not there. The other cards are better. Therefore, there is not a single heavy gunner per card. If you really want to squeeze something in, you may decide to give up on Brick Wall or some of the carry weight. Up to you. There is a good option which is called Arms of Steel, only really useful if you don't have a Vulcan power armor with gimbal bracers. I do have it, so I don't need it, but worth considering if you plan to use your heavy guns without VATS. Then again, Arms Keeper or Brick Wall can be swapped. Under Perception, we have Tormentor for extra damage. Senta Masochist, that's what I'm running when I don't want to use VATS. I shoot straight, so usually I'm hitting the torso. So Senta Masochist is in here. It can be swapped for a number cruncher. Concentrated Fire, yes, there is VATS in this build. In all builds, there is VATS, as currently VATS dominate in regards of damage that you can do. So I do run a lot without using VATS, but I need a VATS option. Endurance for tankiness, we have Life Giver, Ironclad, Bullet Shield, also with Heavy Gunner. You don't want to skip this one. Fireproof and Glowing Gut to get our Toxic Good to work more efficiently. About the Bullet Shield and all bullet deflecting effects, in Power Armor the actual chance is 30%, not 20%, as you have bonus for Heavy Armor, and Power Armor is indeed a Heavy Armor. On top of that, those deflected bullets do carry all the limb damage effects. Therefore, they will cripple targets that are firing at you. So in many cases, you will get benefit of Easy Target, 75% bonus damage, and Tormentor, who knows how much damage, depends how limbistic is your enemy. So you will get lots of bonuses even before you fire your first bullet, lots of time. So that's huge damage boost for everyone, even for squishy enemies, thanks to deflected bullets. Synergy is incredible here. Charisma, Strength in Numbers, Tenderizer. So those are essential no ghoul perks, as there is no room really to justify adding more. It's tight. This build is very tight. Intelligence, Power User. If we want to use Jetpack and VATS, that's essential to don't burn fusion cores instantly. Stabilized for our heavy guns for damage, and Science for even more damage with all energy heavy guns. If you prefer fire damage heavy guns or cryo damage heavy guns instead, just switch Science to Cryologist or Pyrotechnician. Badge is included to carry our ammo. Agility, only essentials. Gunslinger for damage. Expert Gunslinger, Guerrilla, Expert and Master, and Adrenaline. It's all for damage. It's all for more damage. Furious continue to dominate, therefore we need Onslaught effects equipped. And even if you wouldn't use Furious, those Onslaught effects are still very powerful on close enemies. The one that increases damage to close enemies, this one, without even Furious, that is 55% bonus damage to close enemies. That's significant. After that, luck. Better criticals for damage. One gun army for limb damage. We wanted that carry over to deflected bullets, as I already mentioned. Ricochet, more deflected bullets. Together with bullet shield, we have between 50 and 60% depend how much luck we are running. With luck boosted, it can go total to around 70% chance to deflect. 4-leaf clover, so we can hit targets far away without relying on hit chance. Curator, there was room for one perk. This you can swap for whatever you need. You can put cap collector, ammo collector, whatever other card. Critical savvy to get our criticals on every other shot. Junk shield for even more tankiness. And faulty spots for even more damage. Yes, the damage is here. The damage is amazing. Now mutations. Adrenal reaction, damage. Burn bones, falling slower and less power landings. Carnivore, herbivore, so I'm the megavore. Which one should you pick if you can have only one? I think carnivore is more convenient, although herbivore offers the crit damage boosters that carnivore do not have. So choice up to you. Herbivore damage, carnivore convenience, both. I would like to say you have both, but no. If you have both, you have most benefits, but there is no convenience. You need to pop serums. Chameleon, I still have it. There is no downside. Eagle Eyes for damage. Egghead for damage because intelligence boosts. Science perks. Herd Mentality. Free special. Marsupial for jumping. Scully Skin for tankiness. Speed Demon to move faster and reload faster. And Twisted Muscle for limb damage. Yes, to guns. To guns. So it does work. We need twisted muscles for our range builds too at this moment. The gear that we are using, my favorite guns for this build. Light machine gun and 50 cal for lots of daily driving and stuff. Amazing guns, great DPS, regular enemies, even tougher enemies like Scourge Beast. They die so quickly. And this light machine gun, furious limb damage, less AP cost, surprisingly cheap in VATS now, just 10 AP cost, so it can be used a lot. And bullies, so damage per crippled limb your target has. It ramps up surprisingly fast, even on Scourge Beast. Damage goes up in like no time. Fully ballistic, therefore limb damage works great. My favorite 50 cal is as well with the limb damage. Even less AP cost, and this one is equipped with conductors, so that's like my lazy daily driver. I don't need to worry about that. It's giving me back as much action points as it's taking. It's not really consuming much of the fusion core, as fire rate is not too crazy. Therefore, yeah, very sustaining weapon for daily driving. It's dropping ammo about as much as it's using to fire. So ammo is not being drained. I'm getting it back. Very good daily driver. For the damage options, we do have Gatling Plasma. One option with limb damage, as it does work. Half of the damage of Gatling Plasma is ballistic, so it still cripple quite fast. Limb damage on it, the bullies on it. This one is weightless, but less AP cost would be better. All furious. All my guns are furious at this moment. Another one that I do have with conductors if I don't want to worry about my action points as well. So that's like lazy Gatling Plasma option. Very low AP cost of 6. I do have Swift Core on it instead of Stinging. Normally I recommend Stinging, but Swift Core, that's the laziness factor. That reduces AP cost a lot. Other damage option that I do have is Gatling Plasma with pinpointers. It's better on enemies that are not limbistic. So for example, Guardian that only has one limb that you can cripple. Therefore, limb damage is not so great on it after you go after torso. So weak point damage, that's where the power is. Some other options, of course, are still here. Like Peppa Shaker is fun, can be used, but more suited to run as a shotgunner build than a heavy gunner build. And all other heavy guns, if you want, you could use. That's what I just prefer and what I'm currently carrying when I run a heavy gunner. I noticed those guns feels best for me. The build will work with any heavy guns. You just swap science to pyrotechnician on cryo damage, depend what you are running. Now, armor. So I do have 2 armor options. One, that's nocturnal, and I did switch the prefix on the torso to chameleon, as I need this jetpack. I'm too used to jetpacks. I'm running a jetpack, and you can see legendary effect. It is a full set of limit breaking with extra agility, so this set is created to give me lots and lots of action points, so I can use VATS a lot. And my second power armor is the Aegis one that I use probably even more often, as it gives me super tankiness. So that's 2 pieces of limit breaking, all of the pieces with luck, 3 pieces with Aegis on the last star, and that's a full set with troubleshooters, so robots cannot really hurt me. And robots do hurt in this game, so that's the most tanky. The luck improves the chance for ricochet to trigger, so that is a great factor. For example, in this power armor, my ricochet chance to trigger is 23. If I switch it, it will be 30% with the other power armor. The bullet shield one is not affected by luck. And now, combat. What do we do in combat, and why do I like the light machine gun and 50 cal so much for daily driving? Maybe let's answer that first. So you know how bullet shield work? I fire, and there is bullet shield effect 30% deflect chance. If I would be using a spin-up gun like Gatling Plasma, which is awesome for damage, I just start spinning. It doesn't activate until actual bullet will be fired. Therefore, there's delay on activating bullet shield, which is not present when I'm running light machine gun or my 50 cal. Now, how is the performance? We are running with nocturnal power armor, so our action points are quite high. 470, and I currently do not have food for action points. 310 if I'm not sneaking. Sneaking is required to activate invisibility and nocturnal effect. So how good is the build? Testing on Scourge and Scourge Beast. Those are really good test subjects. Scourge are super squishy. If I can hit them, yeah. Super squishy if you do not miss all the bullets. That's why VATS comes handy. Gonna see how much faster they die if you do use VATS. And light machine gun, perfect weapon. The reload speed, really good, as I do have a perk card to improve the reload speed. Now, how well does it go versus Scourge Beast? Look at that. Look how fast damage is ramping up. That's from bullies and all the limb damage effect. So it starts with average damage, but after a brief moment, the damage grows up and goes to amazing. Goes up to amazing damage. No problem with action points, as everything dies quickly enough, so my action point pool is big enough to handle that, which is great. And if I need to manage feral, I just have on the quick button Radex. So one quick button I have Toxic Goo, I have Radex, so I pop Radex, I pop Toxic Goo, more Radex, and now my glow bar is full, my feral meter is satisfied. Very easy way to handle that. You don't need to worry about radiation resistance, you are running power armor anyway. Doesn't matter, even though we are Ghoul, radiation resistance doesn't matter. And now, if I would like to show you the Gatling Plasma, the cool one with limb damage. So that's a cool one. That's the limb damage, weightless, and bullies. That's a very cool combo for all limbistic enemies. Let's find Scourge Beasts. Scourge Beasts are quite limbistic. So how many limbs Scourge Beast does have? Can you guess? We can count. Everything counts as a limb. That's followed. Everything is a limb. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, come on. I'm counting. And you decided to fly away. Maybe I will stop sneaking. She's gonna fly in here. We want to count. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 limbs. So you can quickly calculate what's the maximum damage ramp up just from the bullies. Multiply 25 by number of limbs, you have the damage bonus, and there is a perk that does the same thing, so actually the bonus is 45% per limb. You can see how quickly it goes up. how it adds up. I don't want to fire the torso. We want to always target the head. But see the damage? Ramps up very quickly. Not really possible to see on regular non-legendary Scorch Beasts as they die too fast. But we didn't so define our numbers. It goes to over 2k per shot when there is a legendary Scorch Beast. You need a second or two to register all the damage increases and recalculate. Servers are not so fast in Fallout, so we need to give them a second. If enemy dies under a second, you may argue, yeah, if it dies under a second, I don't need it. I'm wasting my perks for effect that I don't need. But let's be honest, if you kill enemies under a second, do you really need to improve this time? Will you notice improvement? I personally don't, usually. If I kill under a second, I'm already good at that. Now, how well is 50 cal going? Before I shoot any of those enemies, let's wait and let's see what will happen when they start shooting at me. What will happen when they shoot at me? You see? You see what's happening when they shoot at me? When I'm running this set of perks? Look what happened when they shoot at me. I just fired the gun to activate bullet shield. Look, they crouching. Why are they crouching? Because they have limbs crippled. Look at that. And more limbs they have crippled, the more damage they are taking. Look at that. They fully crippled and I didn't even fire a bullet yet. Now I can. So look what's happening. That's madness and that's a 50 cal. For regular enemies, no need for that. They crippled themselves before I even fire. They helped me out. The damage goes up really fast on this 50 cal. So I don't need to fire a bullet if I really choose not to, but I will. I'm getting more ammo back than I'm spending. So there is no issue with ammo. And look at the damage. You can see it's starting from 100 something, ending at over 200 damage. As limbs are being crippled and bonus damage is being applied. And look at this Pulfera. I really enjoy this build. I really enjoy this build. And effect of bullet shield with the limb damage, weapon, one gun army equipped. I think you'll enjoy it too. And this is everything I have for you today. Thank you a lot for watching and see you all in the next one.